Helen Keller was a famous US disability rights activist, but her life began with tragedy. She lost her sight and her hearing when she was just 19 months old, and she had this to say about safety or security. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. I imagine that most people nowadays would disagree with Helen Keller and regard safety or security as both a physical and a psychological need. But what is the truth of the matter? Hello, I'm Shanti Garba and welcome to MVC Life Hacks. You might say, well, of course safety and security are needs. In fact, Kazina and I acknowledge this with our feelings and needs wheel that we use in our workshops. Under the heading protection, we have order, structure, security, safety, stability, trust, and respect. So if we count safety and security as needs, what do we mean by this? Is there more to be said? To illustrate this, I'd like to tell you what happened when I asked a group of prisoners in a maximum security prison in the US, in New Hampshire actually. I asked them this question: how do you stay safe in here? And here are some of the things that they said. I work out regularly to keep myself fit. I make sure I stay friends with some of the hard men. I just keep out of the way if I know someone's mad. They don't touch us lifers. They figure we've got nothing to lose. And on the whole, they're right. I beat up somebody every now and then just to keep my reputation. It was fascinating to hear the different approaches that these men took and to realize that they all worked to some extent, at least for them. Without me needing to explain it, they understood the distinction between the need of safety or security on the one hand, and the various strategies that they employed, such as working out, staying friends with the hard men, keeping out of the way, and relying on your reputation, doing things to actually keep your reputation alive. You know? With physical violence an ever-present reality for them, they took it for granted that safety means primarily physical safety, that is, protecting their bodies from the harm of fists or knives. But by extension, they also included psychological safety, knowing that there were people around who could help them if they were in danger, or relying on their reputation. And their answers reflected this. One more thing. I noticed a profound drop in tension in the room after we'd done this exercise. Acknowledging the unmet needs is profoundly reassuring to people who live with them continuously in their lives. So we could move on and talk about other aspects of their lives, once we'd acknowledged the big one, safety. So can we say that safety is a psychological or emotional need? Well, let's look at the concept of needs. Needs can be met internally as well as externally through things and people. If the only way that we can imagine meeting a need is externally, then it's not really a need, it's a preferred strategy. Needs have this fluidity, this flexibility, this sense of choice and freedom about them. From this perspective, safety comes from our quality of self-connection, our choice whether to stay in self-empathy, to empathize with the other person, or to express ourselves. So we're back to the tree of compassionate connection, with its roots in self-empathy and its branches in empathy and self-expression. From this perspective, feeling safe comes from a sense of resilience, of knowing that we have these choices in every moment. Even when we've developed this quality of resilience, we're still likely to get stimulated or even triggered by other people's words and actions. We can't make other people stop doing the kind of things that stimulate or even trigger us. Generally speaking, it's just not within their power. And if we try to stop them, the other person is likely to receive this attempt as a demand. And if they go along with it, they're likely to end up walking on eggshells around us. This doesn't feel safe for them either. Returning to my story about prison inmates, people feel safe in different ways. They have different strategies to meet the need for safety. For most people, safety means primarily physical safety, protection from injury or harm to their bodies. But by extension, it includes psychological or emotional safety. That is, being free to feel what you feel, think what you think, and to express this without losing trust or connection. If the only way we have to feel safe is not getting stimulated or triggered by other people's actions, we predict that this will lead to disappointment all round. How does that sound? That's it for now. If you like this one, you can subscribe to our YouTube or Instagram channels, you can like our Facebook page, join our mailing list, or join us at one of our events.